Here's a little exit interview regarding Laos. We were only here 2 weeks, so it is not by any means comprehensive. It is based on just a little snapshot of being here, not the longest, and when we come back next time, we'll have a deeper dive. But let's launch right in with just some of the many positives. Okay? First of all, Laos has warm, gentle people. Really, really kind, soft-spoken, funny, nice people. There was very little pestering from touts, almost nothing. I would say nothing compared to anywhere else we've been. Per capita, no touts. There's nice accommodations available at all sorts of budget levels, and it's an inexpensive cost of living here. There's great food, especially local, but Western as well if you want that. The nature and beauty is great. The waterfalls, the caves, the lagoons, the trekking, the riverside, just the general scenery. Beautiful. It's quiet. There's no horns. You hear that? There's no horns all night in the background, always honking. It's not got a lot of traffic to create those horns, and it's really chill vibes everywhere. Now, as much as I would never want to label anything chill vibes, this place suits it. It's got beautiful temples and very intriguing history. We really love that about Laos. Lots to see and do. There's less overall bugs and pests. There's less harsh smells and sort of surprises in that way. Maybe it's the lesser amount of population. I don't know. But we noticed a lot less creepy crawlies and stinky things. Vegan food is widely available. Love that. It's an excellent price for data, for SIM cards, and connectivity was pretty good everywhere. Recent experiences in the Philippines, even India, and some other countries we've been to make us sometimes disillusioned with this part of trying to connect up our cell phones and get going, but this was instant, pretty much at the airport, bang, done. And even though the price at the airport was very cheap, we noticed that it could be even cheaper elsewhere. So if you can wait when you get to the airport, feel free. Now, on to the negatives. Negatives, I must say, are not like negatives about people or the country. They're just things to help you gain a bit of predictability with your own experience coming in, so you can say, oh yeah, I heard about that, I'm already going to do this. It's just to help you prepare, okay? So these are just general things we noticed. We love Lao people. We really enjoyed Lao. The weather can be quite hot and smoky. Google Translate does not do speech output for Lao, so you're going to have to type it in and do a lot of the phone showing. It might be good to have some preset phrases saved in your phone. And it's not going to be abnormal for you to encounter a language barrier. People are very gracious and they want to help, so don't worry about it, but be warned. Attractions are sometimes short in duration and a little bit minimal. You still learn everything you need to learn, but you might only be in some of these places 10, 15 minutes. So just go with it. They're a smaller country, so smaller attractions, but still lots to do and very fun to do it. Accommodation for a lot of people may not meet a very exacting particular Western standard, but if you've traveled anywhere in Asia, you know this might be the case. It's a bit of a small country in that same vein, so coming in and getting processed via a written form and then a long lineup, that might be a little bit longer. So if you want to avoid a visa on arrival line, even if you're only here for a couple of weeks, maybe get your visa in advance using the e-visa system. Tiny bit more expensive, but you might save yourself an hour or so of waiting. You will possibly be subject to the tourist tax. So know what things cost ahead of time. Watch at the end of this video and I'll tell you. And just be prepared to politely bargain back. There is lots of room for that here, so don't worry. It's time for tips and tricks now. These are some things we found very helpful while we were here. If you have any more because you've been here way longer, get in the comments and let us know what they are. But here are some basic ones for a starting overview, okay? First of all, use Loca, the ride-hailing app. This allows you to get rides of all sorts, tuk-tuks, motorcycles if you're solo, cars if you want something swank, everything you want, plus it'll give you an approximate price. So if you find yourself wanting to negotiate with tuk-tuks and just not use the app or not use a credit card or just use cash or whatever it is, you can check the app, see about what it costs, and use that as your negotiating point for the drivers. Remember, as always, when you get off a bus or a train or a plane or somewhere where there's a transport hub, you're going to be charged a lot more if you just go with what you're first offered. Take a walk out a few hundred meters, couple hundred meters, look it up on the Loca app. Shop around for groceries and items if you have time before settling on buying something all at one place. We found the quality and the price drastically differed. Sometimes you'd have a very, very high quality fabric item, a textile of some sort, that was priced lower than the cheaper one that was just kind of the en masse thin fabric that rips apart once you wear it a couple times. Just keep it in mind. There's a wide range of items available, and make sure you're as smart as you have time to be and get the best thing you can. As I was saying before, have key phrases and language prompts available just in writing on your phone. For instance, I use the vegan cards that tell about the various things we can't eat in each language, and that helps break the ice and have that conversation when you get to a restaurant if it isn't already a vegan restaurant. If you're traveling as 2 or more people, remember, this is a tip for anywhere you might go, buy SIM cards and plans from different data providers in case there is a network issue. We found we couldn't possibly use all the data they give us anyway, so we just hotspot the other person who doesn't have connectivity. You will need it when you're not in Wi-Fi, and it's so cheap here just to have as a safety net, you might as well get it. Expect a 3 to 4% surcharge on credit card transactions, no matter where you are or where they take place. That is a reality here. And it was the same thing in the Philippines as well. And while we're on the subject of payment, keep in mind that fresh, crisp, unbent, pristine, brand new, mint US banknotes of high denominations are what are generally very easy to get converted here. That's the easiest way to do it. However, they are very exacting here about no bends and no flips and no tiny rips and no marks and no wear. So do yourself the favor and make sure you go to a bank and get fresh, uncreased US currency issued to you before you come. And if you're getting some back as change, it's not impolite to reject one that doesn't meet those same standards as well. Be sure to have health insurance that covers you to be transported to another country. Now, the reason I say this is because Laos only has sort of a basic medical system, so if anything happens to you in any sort of traumatic or complex injury, which it won't, and I wish you all the best, but you want to make sure that you have coverage to be able to lift you or fly you to Thailand, which is actually the most standard practice here. So anything past just like a simple break or a minor injury is a good chance you're going to be moved on to a different country that's better equipped to handle your care. So make sure that that's covered ahead of time so you don't have anything happen to you and you don't become one of the horror stories of getting stuck in limbo while you try to find money as you bleed out. Now, let's check out the general cost of living there. I compiled a bunch of the things that we bought. Some of the stuff is a little odd and wacky. Some of the stuff is just everyday stuff that you need. But we are so excited to return to Laos. And before we do, we are going to tell you what things cost as of April 2025 when we were leaving. Okay? So, check that out next. And we absolutely recommend you visit Laos. What a beautiful country. Thanks so much, Laos. If you saw us or met us, if you're one of the many friends we met in that short amount of time, throw a comment or a hello at us, and we're going to come back probably next year or the year after and see you again.
We are now on the walking street. Pint of draft beer, $1.30 Canadian. Okay. Fine. Room like this, about $25 Canadian. Some famous cost shots. Bag of fried sweet potato chips, $1.30. Strawberry flavored Mirinda, 90 cents. Tiger Head glass bottle soda water, 80 cents. Boat trip, 1 hour on the river, $27 Canadian before negotiating. Sticky rice, coconut, and sugar biscuits, $2.30. These unexpectedly delicious fried seasoned bamboo shoot chips, $3.30. Tall can of beer Lao, the famous beer of Lao, less than $2. Reasonably large tattoo in Laos, taking about 3-4 hours, $120 Canadian. 6-kilometer tuk-tuk ride from the outside of Buang Prabang back to the center of Buang Prabang.
$9.
Gasoline, $1.70 per liter Canadian. Haircut at the premier spot in town, $8 Canadian with tip. 4-pack of double A's, $1. $6, $5, $2. 1 liter of juice, $2.30. Listerine mouthwash, $2 or $4. Black sesame soy milk, $2. Original soy milk, chocolate soy milk, $2. Micellar water, $10. Sunscreen, $8. Various masks, $1 to $2. The cost of the train is 380,000 kip per ticket, which is $25.33. Laos sticky rice t-shirt, $4 Canadian. Entrance to a lagoon, $1.30 Canadian. Knockoff cologne that smells exactly like Azzaro by Chrome, $8. 4-kilometer ride, slight overpay at $1 Canadian per kilometer, $4 total.
For Vegan Everywhere, a little bit sad to be leaving Laos. I'm David.